It's Positively Muskegon. Andy O'Reilly today down in the conference room at the Muskegon Lumberjacks, and it's a great day because we get to meet the new guy and find out a little bit about John LaFontaine, the new head coach for the Muskegon Lumberjacks. John, let me take a second first to welcome you. Thank you for being here. What's your initial impression of Muskegon?
It's been great.
Yeah?
It's been great coming from Texas, where I got to live for 2 years, and it was, I always say, salt of the earth. I found that here. There's a work ethic and a blue-collar environment that
Got that right.
that I really like.
Picked up on that quick, didn't you?
People are very friendly, and of course, Michigan's my home state, so it's great to be back.
Yeah?
Yes.
So, up till now, talk about your career in hockey. How'd you how'd you find your way to be the head coach?
Well, played, and for me, hockey was all I knew.
Yeah.
And somehow I was going to try to make it in hockey, and played a couple years in Canada, and realized I wasn't good enough.
It's tough. It's a tough racket. I mean, these kids that you have coming in that you're coaching today, they're the elite.
Yes. Yeah, very talented. I wish I had half their talent.
I know the feeling.
So then, at 21, was fortunate to be able to just go back and plug away at school.
Okay.
And got married young and went in the factory, worked for Chrysler for 5 years in the factories of Detroit, 3 different factories, and then 2 years at American Axle, which used to be General Motors facilities.
Okay.
Got to see all kinds of different manufacturing. It was good. I was always on the floor. I never got off the floor. And then one day, the good Lord hit me, and I was found myself interviewing for a coaching job, and then running hockey schools for Turcotte Hockey Schools. And next thing you know, I'm in coaching and giving up the factory, which was not easy because it was a good living in the factory, but I've coached ever since then.
Sure.
So coaching has taken us to a lot of places. The Sault Ste. Marie, Bozeman, Montana.
We had a guy here a few years ago from Bozeman. He did I don't know. I mean, it can't be that big of a town, but he was the swinging cowboy.
Oh gosh!
Do you know that guy?
Cliff Abraham.
You know him.
Oh, yeah.
We brought him in. He was here a few years ago. It was a riot. Small world, man.
I worked with Cliff from 2000 to 2007.
Did you really?
He's awesome.
He's awesome. Yeah, I saw him on America's Funniest Home Videos one night and started making some phone calls, and 3 weeks later he was here.
Phenomenal at making ice, and great at keeping the crowd entertained during intermissions.
Awesome.
I'll never forget the time he did a double where he got a little venturous and he swung from the rope, was out on his cowboy boots and hat and waving to the fans, but then he had to put his hat back on, turn around, because they had a big rubber band waiting for him.
We did that here.
Threw him back, caught the rope again, did it again. I thought he was going to fall that second time. But,
that's funny. But anyway, so I mean, you're plugging along, you're trying all these markets, Sault Ste. Marie, Bozeman.
Yep.
Is it just the evolution of a coach to work your way up to the USHL now?
Yeah, I didn't know where it was going to take me.
Yeah.
When we were in Bozeman, I thought I could stay here forever.
Yeah.
Great place, beautiful place, and we ended up our great ownership, but we ended up selling our facility and the team.
Yeah.
And so basically high-end hockey as far as top level is no longer in Bozeman, and then we moved to Shattuck, St. Mary's, to Faribault, Minnesota. Great place for my family and my kids, and we were there 7 years, and so my kids both have graduated from there, and great place for coaching, so 7 years there, and then the last 2 years in Wichita Falls, Texas, with the North American League, getting back to coaching juniors, and just take it 1 year at a time. And this opportunity came up, and it was pretty evident that this is where it was in the plans to be here.
Yep.
And I say it was in his plans to be here, and so very excited to be here. Great people, great ownership, and working with Beezer and Todd and Ian and Dooley and Tim Taylor and Dan DeVoe, and these guys are great. So it's very professional.
Sure.
Pretty excited to be part of this team.
Well, we're glad to have you here. I mean, let's talk about the team now. We've got one home game in. You guys picked up a win at the home game. It was a good way to start the season off. What do you talk about the team this season? Are we going to see a different brand of hockey, a little tougher? a little. I mean, talk about your philosophy.
Well, very excited about this team and really feel like the pieces are in place to have a strong year. And philosophy-wise, it's for me. I always feel like if you put development first,
Yeah.
and you put each kid's development first, then the team gets better and each player gets better. And development in hockey, it can't be me because you just can't play the game that way. So it's got to be about sharing a puck and playing as a teammate and learning how to be a teammate. So these guys are doing a great job, and they're working hard, and you can see improvement already, and our goal is to get a little better every week. So.
And I think you're on the way. I mean, I didn't get to see much of the first game because of what I do here, and it's not like I have anything going on. But overall, I think that what I hear from the fans, especially, is that you got some real talent.
We do,
Yeah.
we do. So hopefully I don't screw it up because
No.
we've got some good players here.
So as we met you a little bit, we learned a little bit about your background. Plans to stay? I mean, you said year by year, but you think the town's going to grow on you pretty quick?
Well, and I think so, but in this coaching business, you just never know,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
But I really like everything about the organization, and I love this city. I think they'll get excited as the season gets going, and hopefully these guys will win the fans over. That
Sure.
they play for each other and they play hard, and because it's fun to come out and watch a team that competes hard, that plays for each other, and that is willing to sacrifice for each other. We call that. So it's a good group. So it's nice to be off to a good start, and the best is to be through that tryout stage,
Sure.
evaluation stage. It was new to me to have 35 guys in camp. That's a lot of guys, and you want to just get down to, all right, let's start working on how we play. And it was a couple weeks in that you could start doing that.
Yeah.
But so feel like we could be a week or two behind, but these guys have caught up quick, and they're a fun group. There's a lot of character in that locker room, that's for sure.
Good. Well, we wish you the best. We want to take a couple of minutes to come in, say welcome to town, and let the fans get to know you a little bit out there. These Lumberjacks posts have really outdone a lot of things. So I think to see the acceptance of the UHL finally start to settle in. I mean, you weren't here, but as we switch from pros to USHL, there's always a little dust up, and it's starting to fade, and everybody's starting to see what we've got. So I wanted to wish you the best, give you a couple of seconds to say hi to everybody, and look forward to a great season. John LaFontaine, new head coach of the Muskegon Lumberjacks. Make sure you're down here at the games this weekend. We got 2
Yes, we do.
home games this weekend. We'll see you down here.
Playing a tough team. They're 4-1, and they're coming in flying. So,
Really?
Yeah.
We'll run them over.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
We'll see you this weekend down at the LC Walker Arena. Head coach John LaFontaine. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Andy. Appreciate it.